These are the stories topping the news. Tishima Brown is Miss St. Kitts 2014-2015. 2014 a milestone year for CARICOM, and hundreds stranded off Greece after ferry fire. Good afternoon and welcome to ZIZ's Midday Newscast for December 29, 2014. I'm Carla Berridge. Now the news in detail. Miss National Bank Tishima Brown has been crowned the 2014-2015 National Carnival Queen after a keenly contested pageant Sunday evening. ZIZ's Kyloni Johnson reports.
The large crowd at the sugar mill erupted into cheers and applause in the wee hours of Monday morning as Miss National Bank Tishima Brown was announced the 2014-2015 National Carnival Queen. Brown outclassed and outperformed the other four contestants on her way to capture the coveted title. She amassed a total of 721.5 points while also copying the Best Performing Talent and Best Interview awards. Miss Carrie Brewery, Akeisha Fergus, captured the first runner-up position with a total of 676 points. The judges also decided that she had the best national pride wear. Winning 4 segments didn't guarantee Miss Lime Jakima Fleming the crown as she settled for the second runner-up spot. She won the Best Swimwear, Best Evening Wear, the Chairman's and the Miss Photogenic Awards. Miss Development Bank Chanel Francis walked away with the People's Choice and the Miss Amity Awards. The other contestant was Miss ZIZ Zaisha Joseph. Sugar Mass 43 continues Monday evening with the Lime Senior Calypso Monarch competition. Kyloni Johnson, ZIZ News.
As education continues to be a priority area for the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, plans are being put in place to further subsidize the cost of early childhood education. The nation's finance minister, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Douglas, announced recently that his government will provide a grant of up to $25 per child per week receiving assistance. He added that the program will be rolled out when the school term reopens in January 2015.
So, Mr. Speaker, we are a government that pays attention to our children and their parents. Therefore, I'm very pleased to announce that in this budget 2015, it will provide support to all children whose parents find it difficult to meet the cost of sending them to preschool. We will further subsidize the cost of early childhood education, I like that chuckle, with the provision of an additional subvention via the Ministry of Education.
Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Douglas. The country's national broadcasting company, ZIZ, is living up to its goal of keeping people informed of the Carnival season, with extensive coverage of the Carnival events. Most recently, ZIZ offered live radio commentary and internet streaming of the National Carnival Queen pageant. Perhaps the biggest success of Sunday night's coverage was the timely posting of photos to the company's Facebook page. The coverage continues tonight with the Senior Kaiso contest at Carnival Village. This will be followed by Tuesday's Haynes Smith Caribbean Talented Teen Pageant, a privately run event which has been a staple on the Carnival calendar of activities. The Haynes Smith pageant will be hosted by ZIZ television anchor Jason Davis. CARICOM Secretary General Ambassador Erwin LaRocque says 2014 was a milestone year for the regional grouping. LaRocque pointed to the approval in July of the community's first ever 5-year strategic plan, which covers the years 2015 to 2019. He said the plan seeks to ensure that the community is in a position to withstand the effects of events such as the global, economic, and financial crises, and provides the way forward for pursuing sustainable growth and development as a region. LaRocque also said 2015 would mark the continuation of a dynamic period in our determined efforts to create a sustainable, secure, and viable community for our peoples. As the Bahamas' murder count continues to climb, stakeholders in the tourism sector are becoming increasingly concerned as to how this will affect the Bahamas' #1 industry. General Manager of the Sandals Resort, Patrick Drake, says crime is indeed an issue.
Guests are now saying, well, they've read something online or they've picked up on a story here. That's hurting, because in today's world people want to be safe. Nobody wants to spend money, and we want them to go out. You know, contrary to what people think that the all-inclusive, we're trying to keep everybody in. We do want people to venture outside, walk down the road and stop at the local cafes, go to the crafts market, do some duty-free shopping. But they'll only do that, and that's why all-inclusives have always worked. People feel comfortable inside. We want them to know feel comfortable getting outside.
Internationally, grim new details emerge in the search for missing Air Asia flight QZ8501. CNN's Sandra Stevens reports.
This morning, grim new details as the search for Air Asia Flight 8501 continues. Indonesian authorities leading the search and rescue think the plane is likely on the bottom of the sea, based on coordinates of the plane's last transmission. Here at Surabaya Airport, it's become crisis central. The distraught relatives of the 155 passengers briefed here earlier today behind closed doors. Monday marks the first full day of searching since 8501 disappeared early Sunday morning. So far, the plane has not put out any signals that could help pinpoint its location. Instead, crews focus on this very broad search zone over the shallow waters of the Java Sea where the plane was last tracked. At 5:36 a.m, the Airbus A320 took off from Surabaya. Roughly an hour later, Air Asia says 8501 lost contact with air traffic control, vanishing en route to Singapore. Weather reports indicate the pilots encountered severe storms that may have contributed to the fate of the passengers and crew.
Usually it's not one thing that brings down a plane, and for a modern jetliner, a strong big jetliner, to be brought down by turbulence, it's rare.
One theory, that the plane might have stalled as it climbed to a higher altitude. This screen grab, purportedly leaked by an Indonesian air traffic controller, seems to support that.
What it shows is this particular flight at an altitude of 36,000 feet and climbing, but travelling at approximately 105 miles per hour, too slow to sustain flight.
CNN could not validate the authenticity of that image. But we do know that at 6:12 a.m, one of the pilots radioed for permission to avoid clouds by turning left and climbing from 32,000 feet to 38,000 feet. It would be the last known communication from the crew.
We're very devastated by what's happened. It's unbelievable, but we do not know what's happened yet.
For these two teenage girls whose parents were aboard the flight, all they can do is wait, holding on to hope that their families will soon be found.
At least one person has been killed and hundreds more remain trapped after an Italian ferry with almost 500 people on board caught fire off the Greek island of Corfu. Al Jazeera's Simon McGregor Wood reports from Rome.
In stormy seas and bitter cold, the Norman Atlantic continues to burn. Over 150 passengers had been lifted to safety by nightfall Sunday, but over 300 remain on board, gathered on the top deck to escape the heat and smoke from the fire burning below. One passenger died during Sunday's rescue efforts, and a number of rescued passengers were airlifted to this hospital in southern Italy. Helicopters and firefighting ships were sent to the scene to help with the rescue. On Sunday, several large vessels circled the ferry, trying to shelter it from the winds.
It's been confirmed by Italy's search and rescue that one dead person has been retrieved, a man that got trapped on the lifeboat chute of the endangered boat, the Norman Atlantic. Details of the deceased have not yet been confirmed. On the same chute, a second person, a woman who'd been trapped, was rescued. She's been transported safely by an Italian Coast Guard boat to Brindisi in Italy.
The ferry left the Greek port of Patras early Sunday morning, bound for the Italian port of Ancona. The fire took hold on the ferry's car deck. It's not clear how it started. There are almost 200 vehicles on board, including around 20 tanker trucks filled with olive oil. In his weekly address at the Vatican, Pope Francis prayed for the victims of the ferry fire.
I am close to their family members and those who are living through these difficult situations with apprehension and suffering, as well as those involved in the rescue operations.
There are women and children and elderly on board. Many passengers used their mobile phones to call for help. Some said the heat of the fire was so intense that their shoes started to melt. The Italian Coast Guard says there is no danger of the ferry sinking, but the conditions are so difficult it is almost impossible to get everyone off. So the plan is now to tow the Norman Atlantic to a nearby Italian port, an operation that could take many hours. Simon McGregor-Wood, Al Jazeera, Rome.
Now the weather. Skies over the Federation will be partly cloudy with winds blowing from east at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Showers are expected late in the evening. Sunset will be at 5:43 p.m. That's it for ZIZ's Midday Newscast. Join us at 6:30 and 7 p.m. for the evening news. Thank you for joining us. I'm Carla Barrage.